Soak ginger and goji berries in vinegar, and it can do wonders for your health. If you have ginger at home, don't forget to pickle it with goji berries and say goodbye to old age sickness. I learned these steps from stories that my grandmother often told me about how some people in Asia live so long and healthy. And I want to share that with you today. I promise you will love it if you watch until the end. Before we begin, may God bless you with good health. Have you ever heard of goji berries? Some people call them wolfberries, but over here in Asia, they are pretty much considered a superfood. People honestly treat them like a miracle fruit because of all the health benefits they pack. In China, you will see these little red berries everywhere. They drink it throughout the day like a tonic to help with eye strain, especially if they spend a lot of time looking at screens. Beyond just tea, they are a staple in traditional cooking. The general belief is that they help nourish the liver and kidneys, so they are often used as a natural way to keep energy levels up and even slow down the effects of aging. Since these berries are so shriveled up, you can see they have a ton of tiny wrinkles and creases. Because of that, it is really easy for dust or dirt to get trapped inside during the drying process. Sometimes you might even find tiny insect eggs hiding in those little folds. That is why I always make sure to give them a really thorough wash before using them. It is actually a super simple trick. I just stir a little bit of flour into the water, and that does the heavy lifting. The flour acts like a magnet, pulling out all the hidden dirt and gunk from the wrinkles. It makes the goji berries much cleaner, so I can feel a lot better about eating them. Look at the water already. I have only been washing them for a second and it has already completely changed color. It just goes to show how much stuff was actually on there. Usually after doing this, I still rinse them off with fresh water another 2 or 3 times just to be safe before I even think about eating them. Since I am planning to soak these in vinegar later, I need to make sure they are completely bone dry. If there is any water left on them, it will dilute the vinegar and probably cause the whole batch to go bad or get moldy. If they stay wet, it can really mess with the flavor. So it is definitely best to wait until they are totally dry before moving on to the next step. I have got some ginger ready to go. I spotted these pieces at the market today, and they looked so fresh and good that I just had to grab them right then and there. When I buy ginger at the supermarket, it looks clean enough on the surface, but there is always so much dirt trapped in all those little nooks and crannies. So I always give my ginger a good wash before eating it just to have that peace of mind. You will often find these dark, moldy spots on ginger, so I always make sure to trim those parts off. It is better to just cut them away entirely to keep everything fresh and safe. I usually keep the skin on because it is actually packed with health benefits. To really get a better idea of how ginger works its magic, I want to share a quick insight from an expert with you.
Hey guys, I wanted to create a short video on this amazing root called ginger. Now, ginger is mainly for any type of GI stress. If you're nauseated, you have vomiting, you have inflamed colon, this is what you need to consume. You can take it in pill form. I like to do it fresh, but anything to do with the digestive disruption, this will actually fix it pretty fast, actually.
Ginger has a long history when it comes to healing, when it comes to fighting the flu, the common cold, morning sickness, waking up, having distress, people who have like gastritis, heartburn, acid reflux. Ginger can do wonders when I tell you, and I highly recommend that. They've done plenty of studies on that, and I'm not going to go into that, but when it comes down to nausea, sickness, and all those types of morning sickness, it can do wonderful things. I've done studies comparing it to anti-inflammatory medications and the big pharma, the pharmaceuticals. And if you are taking ginger regularly every day, and I highly recommend to do so, because not just for inflammation, but for many other conditions, you're doing your body a really beautiful, good thing.
I have let these goji berries sit for a while, but they are still a bit damp. I think I will just use a paper towel to pat them down so they dry off a lot faster. Now that everything is ready, I just need to get a clean jar. I have already sterilized it with hot water and made sure it is completely dry beforehand, so we are good to go. I actually did a bit of digging to see if what people in China say about goji berries is actually true, and I came across this video from a doctor explaining it all.
Goji berries were used in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries. That's how they got the attention of the guys who started the superfoods craze years ago. Well, since then, the health food industry has claimed that they help your circulation, boost your immune system, even protect against cancer. The problem is there's absolutely no evidence that goji berries do any such thing. You see, goji berries are a member of the nightshade family of plants. Nightshade plants are extremely high in a very dangerous kind of protein called lectins. And I believe lectins are one of the single worst things humans can put in their bodies.
What do you think? I wonder if the thousands of years of wisdom from China is right about goji berries being so nutritious, or if this doctor has a better point. Which side do you find more convincing? Let me know in the comments down below. Since I still have plenty of ginger and goji berries left over, I am going to make one more jar. I am going to test this ancient Chinese remedy on myself to see if it actually works. I know for sure that ginger is great, but I am curious about the goji berries. I have a feeling that after soaking them in vinegar, most of the lectins will be gone anyway, so there is really no need to worry about that anymore. Science has actually shown that this kind of fermentation process significantly reduces lectins, so I truly believe this is going to be great for my health. I am going to use balsamic vinegar for this jar. If the weather is hot, it's best to keep the jar in the fridge while it pickles. If it's winter, leaving it out at room temperature for a few days works just fine. Just take a look at how those goji berries turn out. I've been soaking this jar for 2 days now, and the goji berries are looking so much plumper today. They have this subtle berry scent that blends perfectly with the aroma of the ginger. I did some digging online because I know people are often worried about lectins in goji berries. But generally, when it comes to seeds or legumes, cooking them with heat or soaking them in vinegar significantly reduces those lectin levels. That's why I'm convinced this traditional Asian recipe is actually a great boost for your health. As for the second jar I soaked in black vinegar, both the ginger and goji berries have turned a bit dark, so they don't look quite as pretty, but honestly, the taste isn't bad at all. I usually don't mind eating ginger straight if I'm in the mood, but since these are soaked in vinegar, the sourness makes them pretty intense to eat on their own. That's why I prefer turning them into a drink. It's just so convenient. All I have to do is pour in some boiling water and it's ready. The best part is that after the ginger and goji berries steep in the hot water, that sharp vinegar punch mellows out a lot. At that point, I'll usually go ahead and eat a few slices of the ginger and the berries too. I hope this traditional remedy brings a little extra warmth and wellness to your daily routine. It's a simple habit, but sometimes those are the ones that make the biggest difference over time. Give it a try and let me know how it works for you.